If your TV sounds funny in the evening, you're watching live from Studio 6B on Real America's Voice.
Testing, testing. It is live from Studio 6B. Hello, is this on? Hello, it's a Monday, June 2nd. Live from Studio 6B on Real America's Voice. Glad you're in on a Monday. Lots to do. Slick will be here, I believe. He's not off yet, right? He's going to be off, I think, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday. Because he's going to go to his Prince thing that he goes every year to Minneapolis. But his Slickster will be here today and tomorrow.
So gay.
Paul.
No, joyous.
Still strong. Okay.
No, joyous.
Oh, very good.
Joyous thing.
Yes, it's a happy occasion.
Yes, happy and,
where he prances around Minneapolis
in shiny suits.
in shiny suits and boots.
Yeah. So Slickster will do some sports. Delgado's here. He's going to do some news. Paul Nolan, as you heard, is here. He's going to do some news as well. Aaron and Fran holding it down as always. Mr. Nolan, how was your weekend?
It was a terrific weekend. Now, what was with that new opening?
It's not a new opening.
It was new?
No.
Your TV sounds funny?
Oh, well, that's, that's just added little. It's not a new opening, though.
Oh, okay. It was good, though.
About flavor.
I liked it very much.
Thank you. There may be some more to come.
It reminded me of my wife asked me to take her away. She wanted to go somewhere she's never been before. I said, no problem. I took her to the kitchen.
Paul's,
I'm dead.
Paul got a lot of rest or something. Paul's got a lot of rest.
Dead man walking.
Or Michelle's not watching, of course, for sure. So
she came out Friday night again.
Yeah, she did.
That's twice now. The wife has come
your
out.
wife is lovely and, may I say, beautiful on top.
Yes.
So.
Very, very nice person, and she's just very, very easy on the eyes, but she is nicer than...
She's a sweetheart.
She's just as cool as it gets. I don't know how... Every time I say something stupid, I think she's thinking I should have married the other guy. I'm like, oh, boy.
Yeah. All right, very good. Mrs. Delgado, how was your weekend?
My weekend was good. It was busy. It was...
Doing?
It had some flamboyancy to it, believe it or not.
You were hanging out with Slick?
No, I wasn't.
Oh.
But I went to go see an ABBA band.
What?
Yeah. Me. I know.
Check. 1, 2. I'm sorry? You went to what?
An ABBA cover band.
Well, that sounds really gay, too.
It was.
Frolicking.
It was very frolicking. Yeah. The only thing missing was the sequin suits and boots. I went in jeans and
Did you wear a cape?
No, I did not. And I did wear a headband. But surprisingly, I knew every song except for 3.
Was this because it was formerly Pride Month or something that you decided to do this?
No, it was just kind of on a whim, on a goof.
Yeah, I'll bet a whim.
And, yeah.
And you probably had a gay old time.
Quite the whim.
It was like the Flintstones. It was great. But cool. Yeah, they were actually pretty cool. They were called Mama Mania.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know most of ABBA's work, but I do know that they were that great super Swedish group from the 70s.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It was my
where was this?
This was at
what high school auditorium?
Believe it or not, it was my old stomping grounds.
PS 111.
No.
Yeah, where was this?
Jackass. No, it was Mulcahy's in Wantagh.
Oh, okay. That's down the block
right by you.
Yeah.
So
I was going to text you, but I was like, no, he's going to think I'm gay if I tell him.
You
not say anything.
Are you bringing the wives? No, it's my bike club. What, motorcycle? No, bicycle.
Yeah, okay.
Now I know.
So you and tens of your friends went there, huh?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Everyone's wearing their bicycle spandex shorts there.
What?
Oh God!
It's not spandex.
Well, just quit while you're behind.
It's the required uniform.
Lycra.
Yes.
Okay.
The other fabric.
Yeah. Oh man.
We're off to some start. Sig just fired us.
No, I don't think so. Not yet. Maybe by 10, but. Well, that's good, Delgado. So my weekend, neither of you asked, but my weekend was dance recital weekend.
Oh, nice. So you had your tights on too?
No, I didn't. But my daughter. And it was nice. My parents came down from Connecticut. I got to see them.
Oh, that's great.
And she had a performance Friday night.
Now, was it local or did you have to travel? 3
performances on Saturday.
Wow.
So they did the show 3 times, and then twice on Sunday.
Did
I went
she
on
do a
Sunday.
solo dance at all? Or because
Yes.
that's very difficult, right? Like that's like world-class athlete stuff, the level she's at too? Isn't she like at like collegiate level good?
I mean, she's getting there. I don't know if she's going to want to do something in college. She hasn't decided yet, but she's doing a lot of great stuff. So she's as happy as she can be when she's up there.
So you went to a dance recital, you saw ABBA, and I went antiquing.
Yes.
I did not go antiquing.
We are all in touch with ourselves here on Live from Studio 6B. 5 minutes past the hour.
And Slick's not even here yet.
Slick's not even here yet. I can't imagine. Yeah. Well, lots to get to here on a new month. Oh, man, June is here. Finally, the weather, at least here in New York, finally kind of opened up today a little bit. It looks like the next couple of days are also going to be finally pretty good. But
is it still considered Pride Month, or is that nonsense gone?
I think it's gone, right?
I think that's gone. It's now.
I mean, we'll give them a day, right? They can have a day.
No, I think it's what's it now? I forget what Trump said.
I don't know what he said.
It's called something else. I forget what.
All I know is I see across anytime I'm on social media, it seems like this company and that team and all these people are disavowing Gay Pride Month, which is great because you don't need a month to talk about where you want to put your stuff.
Did you see Rob Schneider?
Yes.
This bit?
Rob Schneider does a great bit on it as well.
He talks about it. He goes, Memorial, what does he say?
You fight for this country.
Veterans Day, you get a day. You go out to the lake, you come on back. Memorial Weekend, you fight for the country. People die, you get 3 days. Lincoln, he gets a day, but he has to share it with Washington.
Yep.
But if those two guys had relations together, they'd have a whole month.
Right.
Yeah.
Funny is a month.
Yeah.
You know who has 3 wins since May 3rd? The Colorado Rockies. You know who else does? Scotty Scheffler.
Oh, wow.
Scotty Scheffler's last 40 months, 19 wins. That's more than Jordan Spieth's career. 36 top threes. That's more than Jason Day's career. 52 top tens. That's more than Max Homa's career. 3 majors, more than Dustin Johnson's career. And 121 million in earnings. That's more than Phil Mickelson's career. That's in 40 months.
That's a lot of money, right?
That's crazy.
I'm not an economist, but 121 million is good, right?
That is crazy.
Oh, man.
I mean,
does that include his endorsements?
No, that's just playing golf. That's just playing golf.
Oh, my God.
That is just playing golf. So
why would anybody play hockey if
you got Tiger vibes? You know, when Tiger was in his heyday, you just thought, well, there's no one else that's even close to this as good as he is. So he doesn't even have to worry about these Sundays coming down the stretch because who's going to touch him? It's the same thing now. It's Scotty. There's just nobody on his level. When he's locked in, there's just nobody on his level.
How many majors does he have in his life now? Does he have 5 majors?
I think he's got 4.
4?
3 or 4.
And he is from...
Well, maybe 5.
Is he from, like, Florida? He's definitely an American kid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah, he played golf, I think, in Texas. I think he's from Texas. We're outside Dallas.
So when the Ryder Cups, it comes to Bethpage, he'll be the captain of that team?
No, the captain is Keegan Bradley.
Oh, okay.
But Scotty will certainly be on it. Bethpage, right in your backyard.
Yeah.
How do we get our tickets?
I'll work on it. If you want to go,
I want to go all 6 days.
I want to do a practice round because it's fun and cheap, and then I want to do like a Saturday. The Sunday will be mayhem.
No, we got to be there. We got to be there the whole time.
Whole time?
Yeah, the whole time. No excuses. I will not change the whole time.
I'm gonna need a nap.
That's fine. You can take a nap. We'll get you
whole
a
time.
concession stand. Slickster's here. Slickster, I don't even want to tell you what we all did this weekend. How was your weekend?
It was fantastic.
Okay, excellent. Did you do anything exciting?
Did I do anything exciting this weekend? No, not really.
All right, very good.
That sounds fantastic.
Sure? Yeah.
Way better than all weekend.
Yeah.
But you're heading out for the big trip Wednesday.
I was very busy this weekend. Yeah, buttoning up stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
Did you get a new suit for this?
I did. I got a few new suits, of course.
Of course.
I got people appreciate what I wear. We're coming in from all over the world. Never mind the country. Yeah. So yeah, good stuff. I'll have some.
What's the highlight of the week there?
The highlight of the week will be seeing Morris Day and the Time and Jesse Johnson. They'll be reuniting and performing at Paisley Park on Friday night. They were a great band. They're Jungle Love, The Bird.
I love Jungle Love. Great song.
Great group.
Okay.
Can I
will
ask you
you
a
try to
question?
get on stage?
I've been on stage with them a number of times. I'm at the point now where I'm good if I don't go on stage because it's getting to be like, oh, that guy's on stage again. Jesus. Every time his bodyguards, they bring this guy up here. So I'm like, maybe I'll just keep it on the DL and let somebody else have that fun.
Right.
Are there any people who could sing like Prince, impersonate-ish?
Oh,
his
sure.
parts?
Yeah, a
And
good
is
friend of
any-
mine I was just texting with yesterday. Yeah.
And any of them like do a great justice? Or
Great justice. My friend who plays the Purple Experience, Marshall Charloff, exceptional
And
artist.
he'll be at this event?
He may be. They're playing in Illinois, but somebody passed away that had, one of the guy who basically kind of discovered Prince in a way, Pepe Willie, passed away yesterday. So there may be a tribute. So other people may be coming in from different parts of the country.
Make sure you send us video from that trip.
But Marshall Charloff is fantastic. I've been on stage with him several times.
Is there a way we can FaceTime in when he's at the concert while we're on the air?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Why not? No, I can't do it. I can't do it in the place, but I could. I may zoom in and check in with you guys.
All right. All right, 10 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Monday, brand new week, brand new month. Glad you're in. Follow us on all our social media. So there's a lot of news, obviously, over the weekend, a lot of news today. And obviously the big news that caught my attention all day was this continued headline that we kept seeing that the U.S. was going to reportedly let Iran enrich uranium in a major nuclear deal concession. I'm reading now from the Daily Caller. Many people had it. Axios kind of led with it, and then Breitbart had it, and the Daily Caller had it. And this was up till about, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half ago. Everybody was under the assumption that we were getting the Obama-Iran deal. As a matter of fact, I saw people tweeting about it, that why are we resurrecting the Obama-Iran deal when Trump pulled out of it in his first term? And now he's resurrecting it. And the Daily Caller said, again, this is up to about 2 hours ago, the U.S. is reportedly going to allow Iran to enrich civilian-grade uranium. And I know it's easy to look back 2020 now from 2 hours, 3 hours ago, but man, you read this and you thought, what? How is this possibly real? Well, thankfully, it ended up that it wasn't real. U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff reportedly offered the deal to Iranian officials on Saturday with the proposal apparently including a provision to restrict uranium enrichment to civilian-grade 3% purity in strictly above-ground sites. And what catches your attention here is it seems very specific.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I kind of started to get a little nervous about. I'm thinking, man, is this really part of the deal? Because that's pretty specific stuff that's in the deal. And allows oversight from the International Atomic Energy Association, two sources with direct knowledge of the deal. Trump administration officials have previously insisted that any possible deal with Iran would not permit domestic enrichment. Sanctions relief for Iran reportedly would be provided if Iran demonstrates real commitment to staying within the U.S. and IAEA guidelines. Iran's stockpile of 60% purity uranium, which is enriched close to the roughly 90% levels needed for weapons grade, had grown to 408 kilograms, according to a confidential report viewed by Reuters on Saturday. We'll come back and give you the basic point of all of this when we get back. President Trump came out tonight, I think, because I'm sure there was a lot of reaction to this, and made it very clear in not so many words where we stand here. And I'll show you that, and we'll talk about it when we get back.
You're going to bet him every time now.
No, I saw that.
Yeah,
Didn't really ring a bell.
54 years old. No, it didn't ring a bell for me either. That show wasn't that popular, whatever.
Chat. What's going on in the chat? Hello, Lorraine Donato on YouTube. Hello. Ticked Off Patriot, what's going on? Wherever you're watching, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. We appreciate it.
Eat the pizza. Oh, that pizza, forget about it. That's a Smithsonian piece.
Carol on Facebook, hello. Michael San LFSXB, hello. What's going on? Hello, Sue. Cats B, what's going on? Lindsey Graham in Ukraine. Yeah. You got any doubt, Delgado? What the hell's he doing there?
I don't know. I didn't see that. I'll look it up.
Are you gifting subs, Big D? Oh, it's June. That's right. Nancy Burns on X. What's going on?
June 1st.
Yeah, I'll take a meatball.
All right, live from Studio 6B, 17 past the hour on a Monday night, June 2nd. Glad you're in. Slick's going to do some sports. Delgado's got news. Paul Nolan's got news. Aaron and Fran are here holding it down as always. And you, the live from Studio 6B audience, we hope you had a great weekend. And we always appreciate you giving us a few hours of your weekday nights, 8 to 10, Monday through Friday, right here on Real America's Voice. So just to finish up on this Iran thing and actually get to the point, because it was pretty troubling all day. And I linked to the article from Right Scoop, who I think said it best at the end of that. They said, the author said from Right Scoop, my problem with all of this is that Iran isn't really interested in civilian nuclear energy. Duh. It's all about a means to an end, which is, of course, for them, a nuclear bomb. And the fact that Trump seems to be giving into this phony civilian nuclear energy idea is very troubling, just as it was with Obama. Iran terrorizes much of the world, and they will lie and deceive their butts off about it in order to get what they want. They are not trustworthy in the slightest, and Trump needs to realize this before it's too late. Well, so all of this going on all day, well, the president came out tonight and finally put an end to the speculation. And I've looked at this and thought, man, I hope we're not just parsing words, or as Delgado always is looking for what they say, what they didn't say. But President Trump on Truth Social, from about an hour and a half ago, the auto pen, which I loved, by the way, this is the new way to refer to Joe Biden. Mm-hmm. The auto pen should have stopped Iran a long time ago from enriching. Under our potential agreement, we will not allow any enrichment of uranium. So, Delgado, when you read that, am I missing any gray area, missing any parsing of words, missing any said this, didn't say that? Is there anything here that would lead you to believe what we read all day long, that this very specific part of this deal, enrich uranium to civilian grade, 3% purity in strictly above ground sites, could possibly be any part of this negotiation?
According to what Trump posted there, it seems pretty black and white, right? And that's what we hope. So, and maybe we need to remind the president that, hey, don't you remember these guys have been trying to kill you for the last couple of years too? They had death squads trying to hunt you down and assassinate you. You might not want to give them anything. So,
well, that's the thing. I mean, it's hard to imagine that anybody in the Trump administration would think that they could deal with these guys on a level,
right,
on the up and up. And I mean, we all know what the end goal is for them. And I mean, they've pretty much stated it,
right? Unless this is And maybe Paul will chime in. Maybe this is a backdoor into Iran that Iran may not realize. Okay, we'll let you do the above ground, civilian stuff in the open where we can get people in there and take a look. And that's our into, do what we got to do. I don't know.
It's hard for me to speculate on this because to me, the Machiavellian intelligentsia of the world, you never know how these global strategic pieces move and why they do what they do when they do them.
Right.
And to me, as Damon said, the whole thing coming out of the gate sounded, really strange. And then for him to come out with that Truth Social, I got to see it unfold before I can really make a comment with any education. But I still believe that when they were leaking that information that it was Iran trying to kill Trump, I still believe that was, just deflection and let's create a boogeyman so we can blow him up and keep the war machine going. Because I still am a firm believer in what Colonel McGregor had said, that we're going to take down 7. He was told they're going to take down 7 nations. They got 6 of the 7 so far. Iran's the last piece in that puzzle to have complete domination over the Middle East. So I don't know what to believe anymore. Here's what I know. I don't know anything. The only thing I'm completely certain of is I don't know a goddamn thing. Because
now,
it's so bad out there.
The thing that you're
such a lie.
The thing that you're kind of PO'd about tonight, that has nothing to do with Iran, right? That has, or what is that?
No, this is Palantir. I mean, we'll talk about, I guess, in the next segment. Maybe we can share it all. But this is crazy what Trump's doing. I mean, this is like the globalist, this is like dancing hula girls of globalist dream. This is like as horrible as it gets, giving Palantir all this control over all 17 agencies, prime databases, to put them all into one place in Palantir's watch. And this is a group of people who've done a lot of bad things with data, and now they're going to have full access to every single American in the effort to get after bad guys. Okay, maybe they are going to go after illegal MS-13 people. Maybe they will go after terrorists and all that. Okay, great. But what about when AOC gets in charge, or when the globalists get back in charge again? You really think Palantir cares who's paying them? Because this is a privatized deal that's going on here. This is, there's no FOIA requests can be demanded to open up their books. This is a really, 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 this is as disappointing to me as the Epstein nonsense.
It's like the Patriot Act on super steroids.
Without a doubt. It is, honestly, it's the Patriot Act at Coachella on 11 hits of acid. It's ridiculous.
All right, well, so we'll get more into that. I just wanted to see if the two are linked. I guess not.
No.
I didn't follow the Palantir thing as closely as you have. 23 past the hour. We'll get into more of this. So the point is that the president's truth, we hope, puts an end to all of the speculation that we've seen all day about this being part of the deal, which was mind-boggling that it could be. Just mind-boggling. That anybody, Steve Woodcock or anyone else, thought that they could go in there and deal with these people on some kind of level and take their word for it, and to have any inkling or ounce of any trust would seem like a huge mistake. The idea that we're going to let them enrich you, I mean, it's
silly.
Bonkers.
Yeah,
bonkers. I mean, just bonkers. So, all right, let's do some sports. 23 past the hour, live from Studio 6B. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell, whose case started today, by the way. This defamation case he's in with some guy who used to work, I think, at Smartmatic or one of those places out in Colorado, I believe. I saw some pictures of Mike. There are jury selections going on, so we'll continue to follow that closely. But they sponsor sports. Slick's got it. What's going on, Slick?
All right, BD. Well, let's all take a moment of silence for the New York Knickerbockers as they've exited the playoffs now. 125-108 thrashing of Indianapolis there on Saturday night. So we do want to end the Knicks season. It's over.
Maybe one of the worst second halves of basketball I've ever watched from a professional team the other night.
It was
everyone thinks Slick
collapse.
is so nice. That was me, and he just
I'm just stating.
He just plunged the dagger right
I'm respectfully
Delgado's
stating
chest.
a moment of silence.
No,
Mr.
he's a mean little man who's very angry because his teams suck on a consistent basis.
Yeah, like
I mean, Dallas is probably already out of the playoffs.
Could be. That could be. I got a great Des Bryant story, though, coming up in the next segment.
Oh, I look
forward to it.
No, you
It's
will
so
like
good.
the story. You're going to like it a lot. But, yes, so the Knicks have exited the playoffs. And how about the Indiana Pacers, right? So they're going to go on and take OKC. OKC favored by 9.5 Thursday night, plus 325. I don't think that
They
Indiana
should blow
has a
them
chance.
out, right?
I
Guys,
think
don't know anything about
that's going to be
basketball.
about, what do you think, Big Day? 4
I mean,
games?
watching that last game, I thought, Indiana has a better chance to even maybe win a game than the Knicks would have had against them, because Indiana can shoot and they can really get hot, and that's what they're going to have to do. But they're not going to be able to do it 4 games in a row.
And no
or
way.
4 out of 7.
OKC is way too strong. They have the
there's
reigning
no way.
MVP on their team, so it's going to be very difficult. And
I could give Indiana maybe a game, maybe 2, but I can't see it going to
I
7.
can't see it going past 6 for sure. But I'm thinking 5. Indiana's going to fall in 5. I think so.
Does it feel like
they're too good.
Do you think the hockey series is going 7?
Well, they're going to get to the hockey series. I think it will go 7. I think it's going to be a dogfight, Panthers and Oilers, right? Game 1 in Edmonton. That'll be on Wednesday night. I think it's Connor McDavid's time, whether you like the Edmonton or not. I tend to like to keep the cup in the United States. I like to see the cup at the White House. The Oilers sure as hell ain't going to come to the White House for President Trump. But so for that, I don't have an issue if Florida wins. I really have no dog in the race, Paul. So, but I think it's going to go 7. I think it's going to be a hell of a dogfight.
Yeah, like I said, Red State or Canada.
All right, we'll do some more sports, then we'll get into news right after this.
What do you like?
No, I dropped his phone this time.
Yeah, but that wasn't my fault.
Right.
I didn't know I was on air, and my pack is always. Hey, do me a favor, put this over next to the skinny guy because I can't eat that.
Oh, thanks, Paul. Oh,
You're doing good though, huh? You're still losing weight.
I'm trying.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to my original weight that I 8 pounds 6 ounces. I've really got to get to 190 again. Sometimes I sit around, I'm like, my skin don't fit. I just got to do something. By the way, you hear Erin laugh when I dropped this phone?
Yes, but because she thought it was the pack. I thought it was the pack too.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was the pack too, and I'm sitting next to him.
Because as soon as it hit the ground, he went.
I did not. No, I prayed on that all weekend. No cursing. Just stop. It's got to go.
Yes.
It's got to end.
Sure.
Gotta end.
Yes, of course. You are correct.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum.
You know the song, you hear Smoke on the Water? Dun, dun. Do you know how he wrote that?
No.
He, Beethoven's Fifth backwards. Yeah, he went through the progression, and that's how he did it. It was Richie Blackmore.
Who told you that?
He did. It was a real. It was on an interview.
I don't hear it. I've been thinking about it in my head, but
We gotta get in the chat.
Chat. Wash your mouth out with soap, Paul. Michelle on YouTube says.
Michelle,
Teresa says, I just love Paul.
I love her too. So what are you doing?
How you
How you doing over there? How you doing?
My mother was asking, who's the guy?
With the potty mouth.
Someone is at the
How old
door,
is she?
Damon. 417 Raiders.
Oh, so am I. I like him young.
Guys must be tired tonight. Very quiet. What?
What? Very quiet. We haven't shut up. It's been. I thought we were cracking them up. I thought we were cranking over here with funny stuff.
I swear they just tune in.
All right, 30 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Monday, June 2nd. New week, new month. Glad you're in. We'll be live Friday at the America First Warehouse once again. Love to see you down there if you can. I believe tickets are now absolutely free.
Wow.
Free as me. I'll be there.
That's
then.
a good deal.
Oh, wait, I have to be there.
What a great audience we had on Monday night. Did you guys talk? On Friday night. Did you talk about it earlier?
No.
What a great event. Great vibe Friday night.
Friday was a great vibe.
It really was.
A little smaller audience, but man, they were lively. Great questions.
Yeah.
Kevin's brilliant, obviously, but he got great stuff out of everybody, as he always does. No, Friday was fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a good, as long as people are into it, you don't need hundreds of people. You can get 100 people in there, 50, 100 people in there, and it can just jump.
It was fantastic.
It was jumping Friday night.
I want to thank that Patriot group, the Belmore Patriots.
Yes,
on short notice, they brought down, I think,
guys.
6 or 7 people. Normally,
I think it was more than that, yeah.
Yeah,
he said in the future,
guys.
he loved the show. He thought it was a rip.
They were great.
And, it's a good group, too. If you're on Facebook, it's the Real Belmore Patriots.
There's a lot of Patriot groups. I mean, where we are is very MAGA. It's very Trump country.
Mm-hmm. Very red.
Start doing some outreach to some of these groups, and we'll start getting these Friday nights are going to be
fire. They will be.
They will be fire. They're going to continue to build. Like I said, it'll take us a while to hit our stride.
It does.
But we will. And it's a lot of fun.
Now, we hang out with the audience afterwards.
Oh, it's so much
we
fun.
love connecting with the people and talking to them. Kevin's fantastic.
Fantastic. Kevin, you just never know.
Well, it's true.
And but man, it's a lot of fun.
How many times he said the word for prostitute? Every time he said it, Damon, I could have sworn one of your eyeballs was going to pop out of your head.
You would not take Kevin to church. That is for sure.
But man, I tell you, I talk to people all weekend, and they go, "Man, that guy you got there." And then people are watching. He had me crying. He has me crying, and they tell me. And I say, yeah, he gets me crying too most of the time. So
he's great.
Because I got to take the emails and the phone calls.
Of course,
not
we're
the
always
same way
crying.
you're crying. I'm crying when I take the emails. Yeah,
we cry all the time. Where's the food?
32 past the hour, live from Studio 6B. Let's do some more sports since I didn't give Slick a ton of time there, and then we'll do some headline news, and then we'll do news with Paul after that. Slickster, did you hear my Scotty Scheffler?
Perfect lead
Did you hear my
story. I did hear you
the last 40 months with his 40. Since May 3rd, by the way, the Colorado Rockies have 3 wins.
He's got
Scotty Scheffler has
Scotty
2
Scheffler.
wins.
Scotty Scheffler. Well, that's the perfect cue-in. CBS Golf, big deal. I have to get right to it. Scotty Scheffler has become most complete version of himself with third leg of career Grand Slam in sight. Patrick McDonald. So this is if Scotty putts, he will win. That phrase was uttered ad nauseum across the 2024 PGA Tour season. It became synonymous with Scotty Scheffler's historic campaign, which featured 9 worldwide victories, including the Masters, a successful defense at the Players' Championship, the Tour Championship, and a gold medal at the Paris Olympics. Don't forget that, right? That phrase is no longer uttered in 2025 because, well, Scheffler learned how to putt after implementing the claw grip last winter, now fully recovered from a freak ravioli-making off-season injury caused by a broken wine glass on Christmas. The number 1 player in the world is reconfiguring how this season may be defined once it ends this fall. A new phrase to describe Scheffler's chances on a week-to-week basis. If Scotty shows up with his normal preparation, he will win. Scheffler has just, goes on to detail how well he's done and incredible.
Just another
yesterday.
level. It's like Tiger. I saw. Did you hear Jack Nicklaus, by the way, after his tournament? I mean, Scotty won the obviously Memorial, which is Jack's tournament. Jack said, someone said, what makes Scotty elite? And Jack said, I'll tell you. He said, because the good players, when they come down the stretch, they know what they have to do to win. And then they look at the leaderboard, and he said, with all due respect, the guys in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th are all nice players, and he named all of them. He said, but they're not in his league. So if you had like Rory McIlroy or Xander Schauffele in 2nd, then maybe Scotty has to think about a little differently about how he comes down the stretch. But when you've got me, Slick, and Delgado in 2nd and 3rd and 4th, we might be fine players. But Scotty's not worried about us, so Scotty knows, you know what I mean?
Did you say he earned more than Nicklaus just in the last...
He earned more than Phil Mickelson's career
Phil Mickelson,
in the last 40 months.
Than Lefty, wow.
123 million.
Oh.
That's more than Phil made in his whole career.
That's and he had quite a career, obviously.
And it's even more than Phil lost throughout his career in Vegas.
Well, that's another story. There's a book on that one.
$200 million.
Yeah, he wrote the book on that. And real quick, one more big D. Ex-NFL star Des Bryant slams league Pride Month, messaging far from right. The NFL released a Pride Month video on Sunday. Ryan Gatos of Fox News. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but they're getting ready for Pride Month here. Yeah. Former NFL star Des Bryant took issue with the league's message as it celebrated the start of Pride Month on Sunday. The NFL released a 30-second video telling the audience what football is. The video showed the words, football is gay, football is lesbian, football is beautiful, football is queer, football is exciting, football is transgender, football is bisexual, football is power, football is American, football is accepting, and football is everything, among other messages in the clip. Bryant, who spent most of his NFL career with the Dallas Cowboys, expressed his frustration with the ad. Football is gay, football is queer, football is transgender. These are wild statements to make. Excuse my silliness, Bryant wrote on X. I'm going to proudly tell my boys, football is none of these things. I have nothing against gays, but this is far from right. Bryant's social media post sparked debate, and he fiercely defended himself. It's gay players in the NFL, but forcing it in people's places, especially children, can send the wrong message. Football is a real community, like the gay community. Imagine telling gays they have to advocate for straight people. They probably would have a problem, he added. Several NFL teams fired off messages for Pride on social media on Sunday. Celebrating Pride Month has been a contentious topic in sports over the last few years. The Los Angeles Dodgers, who went way over the top with that one, Philadelphia Flyers, Texas Rangers, and Tampa Bay Rays have been among the organizations involved in controversies over the topic.
I saw the Mets, too. They've got their logo all prided out. The Detroit Lions do. There's about 3 NFL teams that changed their logos for Pride Month. That's it. Just 3.
Yeah. Well, Des Bryant, coming out saying something. Obviously, he's been out of the league for quite a while and doesn't have a big name anymore. But he's still, somebody came out to say something. He's always been that way. And he doesn't want to tell his kids that this is what football is. I mean, did you see what I just read? Did you hear what I just read about football?
It was stupid.
It's crazy.
Stupid.
And they wonder why they lost so much share.
Right. And because, and what are they really advocating for? So what you're saying is it's all about where you put your junk. Is that what? That's all that month is about. That's all they care about are your private parts and where you put them. It has nothing to do with people themselves.
I'm offended by the NFL statement.
It's stupid.
I'm a furry. And
how about Air Canada?
They didn't say
today?
the NFL is furry friendly.
What happened with Air Canada?
Do you know what a furry is?
Yeah, I know what a furry is. You know what a plushie is?
No.
Plushie is
it's like a furry with better material?
Probably.
Did you hear about Air Canada today?
What's Air Canada?
No.
Air Canada, I believe, I saw the news. They flew their first IQ plus LGBTQZM squared by 3
right over the rainbow
air flight.
Why?
Like you had to be
you had to identify
get on the
as
flight.
That. Yeah.
I believe I saw.
Yeah.
So you couldn't get on unless you identified as gay?
Yeah.
You had to show your ID.
You got to show your pride card. I guess, or something.
Oh my
Wow.
God. There's another moment where I'm
they
just
put it
happy
out
my
as
dad
news,
passed away 10 years ago. My dad would have a heart attack right now if he saw what's going on.
And it's just
Ridiculous.
All right,
that's
it's
a wrap and
38
woke.
past the hour, live from Studio 6B. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell. LFS6B is the promo code to use. Anybody in the chat saying golf is not a sport, that is grounds for being banned.
You might get canceled.
So just be aware.
Especially with him.
If all of a sudden we disappear, you know why.
It's a game.
So,
I mean, we disappear. What?
no,
Can't you make that person
the chatters.
disappear?
If all of a sudden the show disappears, that means they've been banned. For saying golf's not a sport. Okay. I'm going to do the banning.
Okay, you're going to ban indivial. You're not going to just take
maybe
it
like
all
for
down.
like 5 minutes, just not like permanently. Just
He's going to change his name to Steve Banning.
Just watch yourself. Watch what you say about my golf.
Is bowling a sport?
Of course.
That's not a game also? There's no opponent attacking you?
Yeah.
Are you looking to get banned? Well, you play golf. What do you mean?
Yeah, but I stink.
Well, I can't help
And
that.
I was good at sports, but I stink at golf. So I want to keep it
Everybody
separate.
stinks
He's
at golf.
probably better at bowling.
Golf is not a sport. There, I said it. Patrick on X. See the problem on X?
Patrick.
I don't think I can ban on X.
Now he knows that too.
I can? Oh, yes, I can. Add block list. Okay, Patrick's going to have to get blocked. Let's do some headline news. Delgado's got it. News is brought to you by our friends at EternalLifeCoin.com. Delgado, what's going on?
All right. Well, unfortunately, the big news story of the entire weekend has to be the terrorist attack. There, I said it, CNN, terrorist attack, because they had a big problem with using that word. In Boulder, Colorado, over the weekend, 8 people were injured on Sunday when a 45-year-old man yelled "Free Palestine" and threw Molotov cocktails into the crowd, along with his own homemade, I guess, flame-shooting device in Boulder, Colorado, where a demonstration to remember the Israeli hostages who remain in Gaza was taking place. According to authorities, 4 men and 4 women between the ages of 52 and 88 were transported to the hospitals. Authorities had earlier put the count injured at 6. And as a result of the preliminary facts, according to the Denver field office of the FBI, it's clear that this is a targeted act of violence, and the FBI is treating this as an act of terrorism. Don't take my word for it. Here's the FBI press conference with the press spokesman saying these exact things. Cut number 7. Check this out. The FBI press conference from just yesterday.
I'm able to confirm there are 6 victims, ages 67 to 88. All of them have been transported to local hospitals.
You can see the
this attack
lunatic in the
happened at a
background
regularly
there.
scheduled weekly peaceful event. Witnesses are reporting that the subject used a makeshift flamethrower and threw an incendiary device into the crowd. The suspect was heard to yell "Free Palestine" during the attack. The subject has been identified as Mohammed Sabri Solomon, and he's 45 years old. The FBI is processing the crime scene in the subject vehicle and interviewing key witnesses. We're assisting Boulder Police in providing technical, analytic, and additional forensic resources. As a result of these preliminary facts, it is clear that this is a targeted act of violence, and the FBI is investigating this as an act of terrorism.
Yeah, and of course, like I said, CNN seems to have a problem with the use of the word terrorism because, well, you know, at the time, the police didn't say it was terrorism, so nobody should be saying it's terrorism. Here is CNN's own Juliette Kahan talking about how the FBI looks juvenile for using this type of terminology. Cut number 8. Check this out.
We don't have 2 + 2 = 4 yet. In other words, this is obviously an anti-Semitic attack, and the victims were obviously part of that group. Therefore, we're not calling it terrorism. It adds a lot of,
even though she already says it's anti-Semitic.
It's not good for the community. It's not good for the potentially targeted community. It makes law enforcement look disorganized, and it makes the FBI look so juvenile. Like, why are you getting ahead of the police chief who says, I don't know what this is? It sounds, maybe it is what we all think it is, but maybe it's not. And he has no incentive to get it wrong. So we're going to take a step back, not be responsive to tweets by 2 heads of the FBI who don't have a long history in local law enforcement. And we will wait and hope it isn't what we all worry it is. And if it is, then there'll be an investigation. But that's like nothing I'd ever seen
Aaron,
before.
Just enough for her. Oh, thank
Just
God.
amazing.
Just enough for her.
And you hear
out there defending the river to the sea crowd is what she wants to do.
Right. And you hear her take her pot shot at Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, saying 2 people who lead the FBI who don't have a long history of law enforcement. I beg to differ.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. Bongino?
It just keeps spinning.
Yep. What does she want to call it? That's what I don't get with these people.
A community disturbance.
Yes.
A misunderstanding.
Yeah, perhaps.
I've got more on this. We'll do that later. I also have a What Even Is That later?
What even is that? Coming up 9 o'clock. Gotta remind me.
Real America's Voice, Damon.
What?
We're one of the first to have the clips of that guy to air it. My wife actually showed me when that just came out. Real America's Voice actually had the footage of that guy, wherever they got it, of the guy, yelling, screaming, Free Palestine and all that.
Right.
It was on RAV. My wife actually showed me the feed. They were like right on it. Did a very good job. The logo and everything.
When was this? That was Friday?
Yesterday afternoon.
Oh, yesterday.
What time was it? About 3 o'clock? Late afternoon. We're looking to see if the Knicks were going to play.
Yeah, man. I hear you, Hal Miller. What about the Logan Act for Lindsey Graham?
That was good. Oh, sure.
Yeah, he was encouraging the war. And
He was over there with Dick.
yeah, and he was, just coaxing on that World War III. I saw a war he didn't like, that guy.
What's going on, chap?
What was all the news with this drone thing that they undertook?
Sorry, what?
The drone strikes that they undertook to take
Yeah,
out,
they
like,
took out those Russian the
Fighter
nuclear
jets.
fighter jets. I have that, and those are the nuclear jets that and missiles that could launch them. So on top of that, they said that there was no way that Ukraine had the intelligence to do it. It was Germany and the U.S., essentially NATO, and NATO is basically the east wing of the American war machine, and they just keep sending it to war. And then I have a clip of Keir Starmer just talking about we're going to kill them all and we're going to build our military, kill.
Kill.
And who cares if it's more 20-year-old boys left for dead? He said, UN versus the world, UN, blah, 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 globalism. You guys see Drag Blacker gave a $10 super chat before?
No.
Yeah, it was. I can't find it on the. I wanted to send it to you so you could read it, but
I
my
did not
chat
see it.
doesn't disappear. I wish I
I
could
don't know
read
why
it.
they. Sometimes they stick.
Well, yeah, I don't get
when
it
the guy
either.
gave $150, it stuck there the whole weekend. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's amazing. Brian Lee says golf. Brian Lee, 1776.
Damon, lacrosse, a sport? Of course.
Golf is cow pasture poop.
Cross is a sick sport.
Yeah.
Well,
Especially here on Long Island. It's huge.
Oh, sure.
they took a lot of the.
All right, 13 to the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Monday, June 2nd. Slick's in, he's doing sports. Delgado's going to do some more headlines. Plus, as he just reminded me, what even is that?
Whoa.
Top of the hour
Yes.
coming up. Whoa, Delgado.
Yes.
Touch that channel.
That's a
What
new
even
segment
is
on
that
the
at
show?
9 o'clock? What is,
Would you like a
what
hint?
spurred your writing abilities this time?
Well, let's just say it's going to be a weighty issue.
Oh, very
Is
important.
Lizzo involved?
Uh-oh.
What? I'm sorry?
Lizzo involved?
I don't know.
Paul going right to the play on words of weighty. Interesting.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking of somebody else, and not Lizzo.
Oh, you were thinking
You were
weight
you
too?
were
I was
talking-
thinking like,
I was
No,
thinking.
he-
I was thinking. Wait.
I'm
he was
thinking like
thinking
an
about
important
me,
subject
weren't you?
matter.
No,
They're right?
Slick was thinking of you.
Oh no, I was not. You
Weighty.
said that on me.
That's what he said.
I did not say that.
That's
Damn well
mean.
better not.
Why
I
would
would
you say
never.
that?
You'll get to Minnesota tomorrow night.
I was just saying how good Damon looked.
the
He looked like he
moon.
lost a lot of weight. Actually, looks good.
What's that supposed to mean?
I'm in for a raise. I'm behaving.
If he gets a raise, I'm going to be pissed.
That's definitely not true. All right, 12 minutes to the hour. Paul Nolan is here. He's got some news. News is brought to you by our friends at EternalLifeCoin.com. Mr. Nolan, what else has got your gander up besides Palantir?
Well, I was
So are
gonna
you
do-
said everything you want about this Palantir
Well, I
deal?
was going to do the story from the New York Slime.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't really like that story, but I did back it up from a couple other organizations. So the Trump administration has expanded Palantir's work with the government, spreading the company's technology, which could easily merge data on Americans throughout agencies. Alex Karp, he's the co-founder and chief executive of Palantir, and it should be known he is a liberal lunatic. He is an activist. He is a guy who is quoted. He quoted him saying, "When the right wing gets a hold of who I am, I'm going to be top of their list," because he's one of the people who spent a ton of time targeting January 6ers and people who love Trump. And he had a whole database on these, as he called them, right-wing subversive, fascist lunatics. So this guy's not a good guy. And
this is what Palantir does? This is their business?
Yeah, this is their business. All right, so I'll just give it to you without reading this. They started out as a DARPA program. DARPA tried to create a thing called TIA, which was Total Information Agency or Total Information Act. And it got shot down by Congress, so they just went private with it. And Palantir took, I think it was $113 million at the time, another $30 million, and now they're set to get $800 million from the U.S. government, and it will stay private, and it will not be subject to FOIA requests. It's not good. It's if you look at this, it's going to share data across all agencies, 17 of them. Trump has not publicly talked about the efforts since the inception, but behind the scenes, officials have quietly put technological building blocks in place to enable his plan. In particular, they have turned to one company, Palantir, which is a data analysis and technology firm. The administration has expanded Palantir's work across federal government in recent months. The company, like I said, received $113 million in federal government spending since Trump took office this time, and they had a ton of money way back when they first started in Trump's first term. The push was to put Palantir had a product called Foundry into at least 4 federal agencies, including the Department of Homeland Security, Health and Human Service Department, meaning they're going to have data on everyone who took vaccines, who took what drugs, what kids took what drugs. Everything will be on everyone. And then they're adding Social Security Administration to it, and the Internal Revenue Service are on the verge of selling their data to Palantir. It's basically going to be creating a monstrous database that will cover every aspect of all Americans. And it's going to do things like track down illegal immigrants and terrorists, and it's going to do some good things. But let's be real with this. You know, when the Democrats have it, you don't think they're going to hunt down dissenters and get people like us getting debanked?
So who? It's, I mean, it can't be coming from Trump directly, could it? I mean, who thinks this is a good idea?
This is Trump's project, and this is a globalist. This is what the globalists wanted from Jump Street. You know?
I also see today that the CIA goes on Twitter to announce that they're expanding their presence on X. I'm thinking to myself,
should they tell anyone
that seems a little uneasy.
What? Yeah. Why would you do that?
Is this what we voted for? Palantir and CIA expanding on X? What's going on here?
There's nothing MAGA about that. It was supposed to be against all of this stuff. And
what happened to Schellenberger and Taibbi and all this stuff we heard in these hearings? And it seems like we're not doubling down, but it seems like this is kind of fits into that same arena, does it not?
Yeah, I mean,
like it.
The article goes on to say, to answer your question, creating detailed portraits of all Americans based on government data is not just a pipe dream. Trump administration has already sought access to hundreds of data points on citizens and others throughout the government databases, including their bank account numbers, the amount of student debt, their medical claims, and any disability status. Trump could potentially use the information to advance his political agenda by policing immigrants and punishing critics. Democratic lawmakers and critics have said. Now, I don't think Trump's going to be going after his political opponents so much, but I do believe the left would. I really do. And this is how I look at every subject, every article. How would I feel if Obama did this? How would I feel if if Bush did this, like when he did the Patriot Act? To me, this is anti-American. This is completely destroys all of our privacy. And and this story goes on. I can keep going with it, but it's sickening in my opinion. I'm really disappointed by it. And I really hope MAGA, stands together as it's us, the people, versus the globalists, versus tyranny, versus any form of infringement of our rights. And I hope that as much as I love Trump, I want to be able to criticize him like I criticize anybody else. And I'm extremely disappointed in this. So let's hope, let's hope he starts to realize how anti-MAGA this is.
Yeah, totally agree. I think you did a good job of laying it out of what your concerns are and what this looks like. I mean, between things like this and what we're getting from the Supreme Court, like I said, boy, not the second round MAGA go around that you would have imagined on some of these individual liberty issues. Now, not all of it's his fault, obviously. I don't know what the Palantir, if it's straight from him or I don't know. But what the Supreme Court did, even today on the Second Amendment, I mean, you just shake your head. And the downfall of ACB is just undeniable at this point. And Kavanaugh today just extremely hard to figure out his reasoning in being the difference in not hearing this case today. And his reasoning at the end of his writings on it was just like, what? What do you mean you think this is going to be back in front of you? Like, well, then why not take it now? What's the difference? So just
are they
very
just trying
strange.
to push the buck down the? I mean, it is past the buck here. Is that what they're doing? They just don't want responsibility for making any big decisions. I don't understand what's going on at the Supreme Court even a little bit at this point.
Headline in Town Hall today: Supreme Court just handed anti-gunners a major win. Supreme Court has declined to take up 2 gun rights cases, a disappointing development for those who support gun rights. However, they say there's still reason for hope, especially when it comes to legislation banning so-called assault weapons. The 2 cases involve state bans on rifles like the AR-15 and similar legislation against high-capacity magazines. These represent some of the most controversial types of anti-gun legislation passed at the state level. And the AP reports it as saying the majority did not explain its reasoning for turning down the cases over high-capacity magazines and state bans on guns like AR-15s. But 3 conservative here we go again. What do I always say? Who's on an island by themselves? This time they had a little company from Gorsuch. 3 conservative justices on the 9-member court publicly noted their disagreement, and a 4th said he's skeptical that assault weapon bans are unconstitutional. Alito, Gorsuch, and Thomas said they would have taken the case. Justice Thomas wrote separately to say the law likely runs afoul of the Second Amendment. I'll give you a little bit more of this in hour 2. Plus, we got more headlines, news, more sports. What even is that coming up, though, right now? Top of the hour. We'll do that and sports coming up live from Studio 6B.
Chat, live in the chat. Dang. What do we got? Who do we got out there?
Yep, Trump whoppers. I guess we have a troll in there. Not sure, but I do agree with this one.
Dave Syverson, Damon, how about pool? Is that a sport? Yes.
Well, yeah. When one of your most famous, athletes is named Minnesota Fats.
Yeah. Hello.
Of course, it's a sport. Come on. Remember they used to actually show it on ABC, like it was part of a Wild World of Sports.
Yeah, yeah. Drag
like
Black, I saw we didn't read your super chat, but if we can't find it, so Drag Black, if you're out there, we know you sent $10. I wish we could read it. If you could put it in the chat, I'll read it.
Dart's definitely a sport.
By the way, you ever watch some of those dart matches from England when these guys just ton their way in and out? It is unbelievable.
What about jarts? Ever play jarts?
How about
what's jarts? So we use like
what's the bags?
The lawn darts.
Lawn darts.
Lawn darts.
What's the bags?
Oh, that's
not hacky sack. What's it called?
Not hacky sack.
No, not beanbag.
Cornhole.
Yeah.
Definitely a sport. I'm very good at cornhole.
You got the Carlton Robbins.
I heard that about you.
You got the Carlton Robbins.
What?
That's your game, cornhole.
Yeah.
The Tailgate King.
All right, Carlton Robinson, a $3 super chat. Golf.
Tailgate King.
Excuse to drink and smoke cigars with 3 friends.
I saw that.
I like it.
That was a good super
I like
chat.
that.
Yes. Who said that?
That was Carlton Robinson.
That may be the smartest comment we ever got on chat, right, Big D?
You
Very
can
good.
stay commenting forever as far as Damon's concerned.
LSU
Sure.
Patriot came up with some cash. Rick, come on, give it to us in Rick style.
How much we got? Oh, LSU Patriot came up with some cash. Oh, he's a good one too. He's supposed to be coming down to see us too. LSU Patriot. What? $5 super chat. What's scary for me is that the left can use anything that Trump enacts against us later, and it might not be so good. Great show so far, guys. Love you. LSU Patriot.
We got Michael Sand. We got Jesus. We got Gary S.
Dave Syverson. Damon has the wrist for cornhole.
Oh, he does. Rob O says, Rick, slick, wrong cornhole.
Your television sounds funny in the evening, you're watching live from Studio 6B.
All right, live from Studio 6B, hour 2, 9 o'clock on the East Coast. Slick's doing sports. Delgado's doing the news. Paul Nolan's got some more news coming up. Aaron and Fred holding it down as always. Glad you're in. On a Monday, we'll get to more headlines. We'll get to more sports. We'll get to more things to talk about. A couple good things I saw today. Because I don't want to let this... we got to keep reporting on the auto pen.
Yes.
And the crime... Brian Jundeff says over at the American Thinker today, President Auto Pen, which, by the way, I love President Trump called him that today. The auto pen should have stopped Iran, he said. President Auto Pen in the crime of forgery. So we'll get to that if I have some time. Christopher Jacobs today over at the Federalist, why it's hard to make sense of the mishmash in the Republicans' big, beautiful bill. And then a lot of stuff from John Solomon, out of Chuck Grassley, what's going on this weekend over at the Federalist as well. Senior DOJ officials didn't know the database allowed FBI to bury the existence of Russiagate documents, going back to the whole... John Durham's investigation into the Russia collusion hoaxers. And then Miranda Devine today, Joe Biden's work husband, Anthony Bernal, may have played a key role in covering up Joe Biden's cognitive decline. Speaking of the auto pen, it all goes together. So lots of good stuff today we'll try to cover. But right now, it's time for one of my new favorite segments here on the show. And that, of course, is Rick Delgado with What Even Is That?
All right, Damon, well, thank you. And, there has been a seismic shift in this country since, November. One of the greatest days in the history of our nation is this.
NBC News can now project that Donald Trump has won the state of Wisconsin, which means he is the winner of this race and will return to the White House as this country's 47th president. And for so many of you watching right now, that news is, to say the least, a lot to digest.
Yes, I'm sure it is a lot to digest. But it was a glorious day because not only did it return Donald J. Trump to the White House, but... it also meant that the meltdown from the left would probably be even more outstanding than it was for the first 4 years.
I'm sorry. No! Why?
Yes.
Why? Do you really hate me that bad?
No, we don't. Actually, we really love you.
Yeah.
And can't wait for you to have another TikTok captured aneurysm so we can laugh at you gloriously. One more.
Oh, God.
Thank you. And I mean, since the inauguration, the liberal panty waist on the left has been hell-bent not only on destroying themselves, as we've just seen, but also the Democrat Party by pitting themselves against, common sense. You don't have to take my word for it, Damon. Just listen to their own people.
Okay.
We are not the party of common sense.
Exactly. Which is why, after the last 4.5 months of absolute lunacy, the Democrats have finally decided it's time to change things up.
Oh.
But not how you think, Slick. I mean, they still want men dressing up like girls so that they can take over women's sports. But for us, men in tights, that was just a funny movie. Yes, for the left, they see it more as a winning strategy. So much so They are now going all in on men. And not just regular men. I'm talking about white men. You don't believe me? Check out this headline. Yes, Democrats are on the hunt for their own Joe Rogan as party leaders and mega donors want to counter MAGA's online momentum by recreating a digital right-wing ecosystem for the left. Yeah, you know what?
Good luck.
Nothing says lying to your voters like trying to buy people off to support your awesome message of bad ideas.
Yeah.
I mean, these days, when you talk about the Democrat Party and their attitude towards white men, it's usually because, well, the Democrat Party usually devours white men.
This shark, swallow you whole.
Yeah.
Shaking, tenderizing. Down you go.
Down you go is right. But don't worry, because now not only are the liberal wackos on the left trying to buy their own organic Joe Rogan, which doesn't exist, but they also just introduced their next big gun to kind of get her done. Say hello to Olivia Giuliana. Yes.
Oh, look at that.
She's a big one, isn't she? And they say she's all that and a bag of really gigantic chips. Yeah, the DNC is rolling out their newest weapon against Trump, the GOP, and election losses as they try to appeal to guys. Okay, blind guys. All right?
What?
Well, blind guys aren't exactly a huge voting bloc, but I guess she didn't land that Jardiance commercial, so she probably has a lot of free time on her hands, if you know what I mean. Now, relax. I don't want Damon to get a ton of emails.
Here we go.
That I was being mean. I'm not making jokes about her weight.
No.
Okay, I'm making jokes about her weight, but it's not my fault that she looks like an angry lesbian thumb, is it? No, of course not. Whatever. It's these types of comments that people would consider low-hanging fruit, which, as it turns out, if she incorporated some of that into her diet, she might not look like the white Lizzo.
I ate Harry Sisson.
But you should really blame it on the Democrats. They're the ones that think she is going to bring white dudes back to the Democrat Party. Here's a hint. Guys like chicks, guys like guns, and war movies.
Because you are a disgusting fat body, Private
Exactly. And they love beer, and sports, and barbecue, and
eating way too much.
Yeah.
Watching my team win with the twins.
That's right. We love twins. I'm talking about hot twins, not conjoined twins. Hot twins. Hey, Democrats, you got any kind of those laying around? I'm going to take that as a hard no, but as you can see, they got plenty of those. Oh,
man.
But don't forget, don't forget, they also now have, yes, Olivia the Hut. Now, just listen to her in her own words, and I didn't say she eats her own words because that looks like she's been doing that for a long time. Anyway, just take a listen to what she says here.
As the saying goes, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu.
That's right, husky lady. Now slow it down because that sounds like a threat. But seriously, this is the Democrats. And this is what they are prone to. They're prone to violence. But hey, let's give Olivia the influencer a shot and see what she really has to say about wooing guys back to the Democrat Party.
I spent a lot of time on college campuses, and I spent a lot of time with
young men.
Oh.
I love young men. I love frat guys.
Yeah, I guess. And she does. And it looks like her beta male buddy there loves frat guys too. And from the looks of it, probably more than she does. But I think the bigger question is that she and the left think what white men are all about. Check this out.
And in that, I realized, like, even the ones that identify as conservative are almost always pro-choice. They're almost always pro-gay marriage. You'd be surprised at the number of them who supported Black Lives Matter. And so I feel like people just kind of lump them into this box when the truth is, again, a lot of them are with us on the issues. They're just not part of our coalition because they feel like they're not welcomed in.
Yeah, white guys everywhere I know are rejoicing because, well, the female Peter Griffin is finally talking about all the issues and policies white dudes really care about. I mean, they're so excited by this pro-choice gay marriage and BLM agenda, Damon, that guys everywhere, including this guy, is breaking out in dance to celebrate. Boy, he looks familiar, doesn't he? That is the root of the problem for the wackos of the liberals on the left.
God, was that your vice
now
president?
they think that mansplaining all the things white guys don't really care about is going to get them to actually care because she's being deployed to do that.
Stop.
Really? Yes, that is funny. Trying to create something completely unauthentic with their push that is totally inorganic and fabricated because naturally stuff like that just doesn't exist. It's like this guy just being an innocent Maryland man trying to convince everyone with an ounce of common sense, even in their own party, that he's not an illegal immigrant who is an MS-13 gangbanger who also specializes in human trafficking on the side and beats his wife for good measure. Or that this guy was just innocently hanging around his house in San Francisco while his wife was in D.C. relaxing on a Thursday when some uninvited homeless buddy showed up with a hammer and decided to hang out and do some guy stuff.
You can't lose that tool.
But rest assured, Democrats, believe me, believe Olivia is just the thing to bring white dudes and guys back to the Democrat Party. I guess. Because according to them, she checks all the boxes there, fellas. And I'm sure she does, especially if those boxes are Frosted Flakes, Cocoa Pebbles, and Captain Crunch. Damon?
We're going to get a lot of emails tonight.
We're Butch. Back to you.
That was great. I know you're going to get in trouble for this, but
why did you have to play Men in Tights when you said my name?
Because I thought you knew that movie. Because you kind of look like the Little John character.
Well, people in the chat think that was me dancing.
It looked like you dancing.
No, it's not. No.
Oh, you mean in the black?
Tim Waltz?
Yeah, that looked like you dancing.
Tim Waltz? No, I don't look like
Oh, boy.
Play that again.
Look like me dancing.
Can you play that again,
Maybe it was
Aaron?
the cowboy hat.
Does that look like Damon?
It was the cowboy hat, Big D.
It's the cowboy hat, yeah. That and the leather.
Yeah.
Oh, that was repulsive.
No.
You got good moves, Dan.
That was gross. How come that video? It's on again.
Got the moves like Jabba.
Is that Tim Waltz?
No, it's not
Jabba the Hutt.
Come on.
No, but seriously, is that Tim Waltz?
I moved.
Are you sure you were watching your daughter dance this weekend?
Wait a minute. Now, closer look there.
Shut up, Slick. You idiot. All right. Thank
Brooks
you.
over there.
Laura Wilmer on Facebook says that does not look like Damon. Thank you very much.
Okay, see? It was Girth Brooks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, that is gross.
Oh, man. Now, let me just ask you this, Delgado. Is this whole thing made up, or are you serious? That's what they're bringing in her?
Yes, Olivia Giuliani. She is the new... female spokesperson to bring white dudes back to the Democrat
appeal to
Party.
men, young men, to bring young men back to the party.
You heard her talking to her little beta male. That's what her job is now.
Wait, what? How much video did you have to sift through to get that done? That was
far too much.
You did the Jardians commercial?
I mean, maybe she's good. Maybe she'll.
Was that her? That was her?
No, it wasn't her.
It looked damn close.
Yeah, no, man.
Jesus with a super chat. Make sure we get to that.
So there you have it, guys. Look out!
Nicely
because,
done. Nicely done. I really
they're
hope
coming for you.
I hope that goes viral for
Becky
you.
Sanders says, "Just say no to dancing, Damon." No, it wasn't me. But it wasn't me. No, stop.
I can see the memes now. Social media.
All right, 12 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B. We'll do more. Hour 2 coming up.
That's some midriff.
Yeah, that's more. That's a mid-drip. That's a mid-avalanche.
RD Bull in the Rumble chat says, I don't think Damon can move like that. See, you've got somebody defending you, Damon.
RD needs to be banned too.
Right?
What? He's saying you can't dance like that, so it could not possibly be you.
I could dance way better than that guy.
Hassan Pfeffer, you're welcome for the nightmarish image, of course.
Poor guy's not going to sleep for 3 weeks.
Who, Damon?
No, Hassan Pfeffer. Oh, man.
It's Fran, are you seeing this?
What? Small
Really?
Town Barbie is Walls?
What the hell is that?
Which one?
I looked at it and I thought, boy, that's a weird. I'd be like Joe Biden if I did that.
Yeah, that's an interesting opening.
What kind of direction is that?
$20 super chat, Jesus Perez. Thank you. Shout out to all the patrons on the YouTube chat. God bless America. Great job, guys. Keep up the great
Frank,
work.
give me a couple more of those this hour.
It's real news.
Especially
prize winning. Thank you, Jesus Perez, for the $20 super chat.
One for
Big
Paul.
Jesus
You know the one I'm
Perez.
talking about.
Joshua Hardy thinks in the Twitch chat thought that I put your face on the dancing Tim Walz.
Drag Black.
Was that Tim Walz?
For a long time, it was supposedly Tim Walz.
No.
But it ended up not being Tim Walz.
He got debunked.
That guy couldn't move like that.
Drag Black of $5. That was footage of Damon dancing at Woody's live show.
Live at Woody's when they finally opened up.
That's it.
I was so happy.
Wow. Big D said, let me belly up to the bar.
That's a good one. Slim. I like that one.
We're having a good time here on 6B. Yeah. I said, Big D walked in with that outfit and said, let me belly up to the bar.
Oh, God.
Drag Black, thank you. It's funny.
Ticked off Patriot.
Sue Sabelborough, thank you.
Love Sue.
Yep.
Walk better than MJ. Patty Jam Cat says she laughed so hard she peed her pants.
Oh.
I love peeing pants.
And we've heard.
So Gatto.
Who broke spoke in there with Ruby Ivy, Peggy P.
Well, sound like the blues. 17 past the hour on a Monday night. Let me talk to you about our friends over at Birch Gold. You know, the administration is, they're doing a lot of good work trying to move mountains at the speed of light. We all know that. We've watched what they're doing. However, when they're trying to right the country, they can't also take your personal finances into account. You have to do that for yourself, and that's why thousands of Americans are buying gold right now from Birch Gold. Here are the facts. In the past 12 months, the value of gold has increased by 30%. Central banks are buying gold in record quantities, so demand doesn't seem to be subsiding. The Rio reset, as I've been telling you, is now on the horizon, where BRICS nations are looking to unseat the U.S. dollar as the global reserve currency, but you can find peace of mind in gold. Birch Gold makes it extremely easy to convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold, or you can even buy some to store in your home safe. Just text America to 989898, and Birch Gold will send you a free information kit on gold. There's no obligation, only useful information. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, thousands of satisfied customers. Take control of protecting your savings. Do it today by texting the word America to the number 989898. Text America to the number 989898 and do it today with our friends from Birch Gold. 18 past the hour, live from Studio 6B. Let's do some sports. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell. LFS6B is the promo code to use. Shop at MyPillow to support Mike in, first of all, his fight that he's in right now. It's a great way to support Mike. But find some great stuff for Dad, too, by the way. New sheets, pillows, mean, if Dad's not sleeping on a MyPillow, Dad's not sleeping. Not as well as you should be. I can tell you that for sure. So check out mypillow.com/LFS6B and use promo code LFS6B at checkout. Slickster's got sports. What's going on?
All right, Big D, to the diamond we go. Let's get some baseball score updates here. Angels over the Red Sox 7-5, top of the 7th. Top of the 8th. Brewers over the Reds 3-2 in Cincy. Tigers blanking the White Sox 8-0, end of 5. Final earlier today, the Rockies over the Marlins 6-4. Padres taking on the Giants at 9:45. Twins at the A's 10:05. And the Mets taking on the Dodgers out in L.A. 10:10. First pitch. Well, did you hear about Trump's rally in Pittsburgh over the weekend? That was really fun. Steelers legend makes Trump an honorary Steeler with custom jersey. Dylan Gwynn at Breitbart. President Trump received a warm welcome from steelworkers in West Mifflin, Pennsylvania on Friday, and he was presented with a custom jersey by several Pittsburgh Steelers players. Steelers quarterback Mason Rudolph, safety Miles Killebrew, and Super Bowl champion, the legendary Rocky Bleier, Vietnam vet too, joined Trump on the stage. I have the honor of making you an honorary Pittsburgh Steeler and would like to present to you your jersey, Bleier said. Trump gave Rudolph in particular quite the introduction. I happen to think a really good quarterback is a man named Mason Rudolph, Trump said. I think he's going to get a big shot. He's tall, he's handsome, he's got a great arm, and I have a feeling he's going to be the guy. While Trump did not call Killebrew handsome, he did call him a killer, which is probably a better introduction for a defensive player. So President Trump getting a custom jersey from the Pittsburgh Steelers, getting a little love from Pittsburgh, which I thought was really kind of cool over the weekend. So that was actually Friday night that we caught a little in the end of that. And Josh Allen ties the knot with Haley Steinfeld after another strong NFL season. A lot of folks, we have a lot of Buffalo Bill fans in the chat, watch the show up in Buffalo and throughout the country.
I'm just curious, how is it a strong season if you don't win the championship if you're Josh Allen? I'm just curious how that works.
Well, he makes it to the championship games. That's what it is. It's a strong season. I mean, the guy plays at an MVP level.
I mean, he does carry the team, doesn't he?
I mean, he's incredible. I mean, I utilize him on my fantasy league, and he's a tremendous performer for me.
Didn't he account for the most percentage of offense for his team again last year?
Yeah.
Between his rushing, passing, and
when they have the ball inside the 5, he's looking to run it himself.
I know he's
the hell with the running back.
And he lost his number one receiver last.
And he lost. Yeah,
I mean, I'm just saying. I don't think Tiger thought he did. What's the word you used? The what season?
After another strong NFL season.
Strong. I don't think Tiger thinks he had a strong week at the Masters if he comes in second. I mean, that's all I'm saying.
Well, that's golf. It's not a sport, so you don't have to talk about it.
Oh, okay. Good point.
Josh Allen finally has a ring. No, it may not be a Super Bowl ring that Buffalo Bill fans might prefer him to have, but the reigning MVP has a more important one after tying the knot with Haley Steinfeld on Saturday. It was a quick engagement for the couple. Allen proposed to Steinfeld back in November. Well, he moves quick. Allen went with the classic black tuxedo, while Steinfeld rocked a strapless dress with arm-length gloves in their Montecito, California celebration. Why does he get married right in Buffalo? What's wrong with this story? Come on, Josh Allen.
No, it's a nice story, but you should have a picture for us.
I don't think Scotty Scheffler comes in second at the Memorial this weekend and thinks this is a great week. I don't know.
Well, we'll see what happens. But a lot of folks like Josh Allen. It was a good little story, so I wanted to get that in there. The president gets a custom jersey, and Josh Allen gets a ring.
Does Josh Allen golf too?
He's actually a very good golfer.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
solid.
I think he can break 80 pretty consistently.
Would he have a solid weekend of golf?
Well, I guess he would. If he came in like 40th, he'd think it was great.
Well, that's a pretty talented individual. Anyway, Big D, that's a wrap in sports. I'm glad you're glad to hear that. So there you go.
All right, Slick, very good. We'll do some more sports before we wrap the show. 22 past the hour. Let's do some more headlines. Rick Delgado's got them. What's going on, Delgado?
All right, Damon. Well, I know how you love the polls. Yes, Damon loves polls. He's told us several times he loves to read polls, and of course I like to share polls with him, so I'm going to do just that. Again from CNN, their favorite pollster, Harry Enton. Here he is talking about the GOP and the economy, and he can't seem to figure out what the heck is going on as the Democratic Party's horrendous polling has got the CNN data guru miffed and confused about what's happening. But check it out for yourself. Here's cut number 3. Check it out.
After all of the waves, Kate Baldwin, after the last few months, the first 5 months of the Donald Trump presidency, right, the first 4 months of the Donald Trump presidency, that you expect that Democrats would have this massive lead on the economy. It ain't so. It ain't so. The party that is closest to your economic views, in November of 2023, it was the Republicans by 11 points. Now it's still within that range, still within that margin of error. plus 8-point advantage for the Republican Party. How is that possible, Democrats? How is that possible after all the recession fears, after the stock market's been doing all of this, after all the tariffs that Americans are against, and Republicans still hold an 8-point lead on the economy? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he's completely stunned as the shock polling shows Democrats still languishing behind Republicans on economic issues, according to, again, the very flamboyantly pollster Harry Enton. You'd expect the Democrats would be doing better. He also pointed out how they've also lost the edge in terms of other things when it comes to the economy and the middle class people in the country. Party with better economic plan back in May of 2024, just before Donald Trump was reelected. Republicans had a 9-point advantage. Now that has surged to 12 points. So again, it's catching not only CNN and Harry Enton, but I think the Democrats also by surprise, because they were hoping that, all this uncertainty with Doge and cuts and tariffs and such would be the downfall, but it's actually the opposite that's happening. So
I like Harry Enton.
I know you do.
He's got a lot of energy, that guy.
He does. And I don't know if you caught this. Of course, ICE being out. You know what? I don't have enough time to play this clip, so I'll save it. But it has to do with ICE Acting Director Todd Lyons taking on the media regarding, because they did a lot of, they've been doing a lot of big busts over the weekend. And, of course, the topic came up, or the question came up, about why these guys in ICE are wearing masks. And it has to do with the doxing. He takes on that question directly from the reporters, but we'll get to that after the break if you don't mind, so you can hear it directly from him, the ICE Director Todd Lyons, as he takes on the media. So we'll do that when we get back.
All right, very good. We'll do some more news with Delgado. Paul Nolan coming up as well. We'll do some more sports with Slick, and if I have some time, I'll get to a couple things as well. We'll finish up on the Supreme Court. Another disappointment. Even the Firearms Policy Coalition said so. We'll get to that as well. Lots to do on a Monday. New week, new month. Glad you're in. Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice. We're back right after this. Drive. I can't get to him.
I'm able to open it, but you're not. So basically, what does he got?
I just requested access. Can you text him and tell him to approve me?
Yep.
So I can see him?
Yep. Do that right now.
Aaron, do you have the 3-minute clip I had on Keir Starmer? Cut one.
All right, so we'll do some news with Paul right here. So, Fran, you have that lead in for me? Oh, we have a guest here?
Are you guys interested in this war drum beating? It's a 3-minute clip of Keir Starmer talking about how the United Nations is going to be amping up its war efforts to kill everyone. If you guys aren't down, I get it.
Did you say Meyer or Mayor?
Hey, Matt.
Did you see that guy Vaught eviscerate Dana Bash? She made a fool of herself again this weekend. Oh,
how about the guy?
So
how about this guy, an Egyptian nationalist, right? Was supposed to leave the country in 2023. I mean, the guy didn't get flushed out. How many people like that are running around this country? Probably.
That's just the ones
hundreds of thousands.
What about the ones that are on the terror watch?
Did they define what it is? Did they actually? Is it official? Or is it official?
Yeah.
Did you see a nationalist right winger just won in Poland? I don't know if you saw that, which is a big deal. Fight off globalism.
And you see they found USAID documents in this guy's car?
Yeah, I saw that.
See Tim Walsh make a fool of himself again talking about Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, wasn't he brought in because he's the macho, football, rugged, tough guy? You know, that's how
that
they
was
brought
for
him
the
in.
election. Yeah, it didn't work out too well.
Yeah, the tough guy, the dancing drag bear.
Yep.
What a clown.
Patty Jamcat, $9.99. Thank you. Super chat. Please let us pray that Carlton Robinson has a successful second knee surgery tomorrow so that he can at least try golfing before the season ends.
Okay.
Boy, how about the high schooler who shot 63-63 in 36 holes today?
Wow, I didn't see that.
Really?
He qualified for the U.S. Open.
Are you kidding? High schooler?
Damn.
Wow.
Yep.
That's where's
He's
he
going
from?
to University of Georgia in 2 years. He's a junior.
Mr. Nolan thinks I'm trying to take over the world. He might be right. Put him back in Damon's trunk.
All right, 30 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B.
What was that?
We'll get to Paul Nolan's news there in a second. Maybe we'll play that once more leading into Paul Nolan's news. Rick Amorati, Slick Rick's going to have some more sports. Delgado's going to have some more headlines. Paul will have news, as I just said. Aaron and Fran holding it down on Real America's Voice, live from Studio 6B on a Monday. Arthur Fitzenmeyer is a former FBI supervisory special agent with expertise in organized crime and federal investigations. He's a senior advisor right now for Home Title Lock and helps to protect consumers from title fraud and criminal threats. Home title theft and deed fraud are a growing epidemic within the U.S. Properties are being stolen and used for their equity. Please welcome Arthur to the show. Arthur, welcome to Live from Studio 6B. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me tonight.
It's great
Glad
to
to
have
be
you.
here.
Great to have you on such an important topic. What are some of the key vulnerabilities within the current law when you think about these county recording processes that makes it susceptible to exploitation by these criminal organizations?
Well, first of all, in this day and age, the document that identifies who the owner of record is of a piece of property in the public records is at your county recorder's office, and it's called your title or your deed. And that document, because it's at the county recorder's office, is a public document. Anybody can get it. And when they get it, in this day and age with AI, photoshopping, they can change the name on your document and forge it so that then you are no longer the owner of record. Now, they have to take that document into the county recorder's office, and the county recorder's office, by law, are required to file the document if it's fully filled out. They can't challenge it, whether you've got a false notary stamp on it or whether you've forged the name. So somebody can very easily go in and change the name on your home from your name to their name. At that point, what they're going to do is go take out loans using the equity in your home and your home as the collateral for the loans. You're not going to know about it. It's not in your name anymore. And 60, 90, 120 days, somebody's going to knock on your door and they're going to say, look, you haven't been paid on this mortgage. We're going to take you to court and get a judge to authorize us to sell your house so we can get our money back. Now, they don't want the house. They could care less about your house, but they want to get that mortgage money repaid since you haven't been paying it. Since you don't know it's occurred, then you're in trouble, because once you start going to court, first of all, real estate law is very, very, very complex these days, and it's going to cost you $800 an hour for an attorney. This is a civil case. They always come after all the criminal cases because of the law, and it can take 2 years to see a judge. And that's at $800 an hour, playing tiddlywinks with your attorney, with the court, and with the loan company, and they're using the legal firm of Pitbull and Pitbull. They're going to play around with you. They want to get their money back. They don't care. So you have to wait until a judge tells you that the house you own, the house you have paid for and you have the mortgage on, is your house actually. So the only way to stop this really taking place, quite frankly, Dwayne, is to go ahead and that's why I'm here. Home Title Lock, we watch your property title in a national database. It's our software is the best in the world as far as I'm concerned. And watching that title, we built it from the ground up. We made it to do just that. And if something disturbs your title, our software will notify you. We have our $1 million triple lock policy. We'll spend up to $1 million of our money to get your title back in your name. But you have to sign up. I mean, go to HometitleLock.com right now, quite frankly, and sign up. It's pennies a day. And if you do that, you'll sleep better tonight to start with. And if something happens to your title, we're going to tell you about it right away. Our software will tell you that you've got a problem. They'll send you a copy of the document that's caused the disturbance. And then our restoration folks will start working with you to make sure that you have all the documents you need to straighten this whole thing out. And we'll spend whatever it takes, quite frankly, up to $1 million to get the house back in your name. And that's, a peace of mind that you can't buy for 50 or 60 cents a day, whatever you're going to pay Home Title Lock. It's not that much money. And for what you get, it's an unbelievable value for your most important investment. The most important part of your personal wealth is your home. At least 99% of the people in the United States. It represents the basis of their personal wealth. So if you don't pay attention to it, now you could probably go to the county recorder's office every week and check your title and make sure it's okay. But what happens when you're on vacation or you get sick? I mean, don't leave yourself hanging out like that. I mean, would you take a bag full of $100 bills and put them out on the curb at night and hope they're still there in the morning? Of course not. And that's what you're doing, because somebody will pick your house. Really, it can be at random. There doesn't have to be any special reason. Now, elderly people are especially vulnerable victims, probably because a lot of them have the house paid off and it's all pure equity. And number two is they miss a few stop signs now and then. They don't realize they didn't get the water bill, they didn't get the tax bill, things like that. And so the crooks can get way deeper into their equity than they can with somebody who at least is paying attention to the things around them, the things they should be paying attention to.
Yeah.
So those little things like that are really critical. And if you have Home Title Lock, we're going to watch it for you in a way that you won't believe. And for what it costs, don't be so foolish to risk everything that your house represents.
Well, that's why you need to find out today. If you're already a victim, you can use promo code Studio6B. As Arthur said, go to HometitleLock.com to make sure your title is still in your name. You also get a free title history report, plus a free 14-day trial of their $1 million triple lock protection. That's 24/7 monitoring of your title, urgent alerts to any changes, and if fraud should happen, as he said, they'll spend up to $1 million to fix it. So go to HometitleLock.com right now, HometitleLock.com. Use promo code Studio6B. That's HometitleLock.com, promo code Studio6B.
And one last little observation. I noticed you have somebody wearing pink saying that golf is not a sport. That's dangerous territory.
Thank you. Thank you. And you're as a former FBI supervisory special.
Somebody in the audience said that. Let's clarify.
Yeah, it was someone in the audience, but
well, that's not what I heard. So I'm just saying that
all right, let's lock this down here.
We can still use some of those FBI tactics and get Slick Rick to pay for those comments of golf not being a sport.
I'll be right there. I'll be his worst enemy.
All right. Okay.
All right, don't get catty.
There we go. Arthur, thank you so much for giving us.
Make sure he goes to HometitleLock.com now, okay?
All right, I will. All right, very good. Arthur, thanks so much. Have a great rest of your night.
It was mine. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Job,
Arthur Fitzenmayer, former FBI special supervisory special agent, and, of course, now senior advisor for Home Title Lock. Man, brings up a lot of great points. It is amazing how simple this seems, but yet so complex of a crime in the end. So pretty crazy stuff. So HometitleLock.com, again, use Studio 6B. If you can get, like I said, a 14-day trial and check them out. So
don't get catty.
You see how he clubbed me?
Yeah, I like that.
That was good.
I'm not the one who said it, but it's okay. I'll take it.
Yeah,
that's how you know he's a former cop.
Yeah,
he had to get some.
He couldn't wait. He was all winding up.
He had to get some chop breaking.
We'll see if Arthur wants to play golf with Big D. Maybe he's a golfer. We'll get out to Bethpage.
The Rav Open.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's not good.
The Rav Open. That will cost at least
the Rav Open was closed at hello.
All right, 39 past the hour.
Rav Open.
Let's do some news with Paul Nolan. Hey, friend, just hit me one more time with that lead-in for Paul's news.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait.
Mr. Nolan thinks I'm trying to take over the world. He might be right. Put him back in Damon's trunk.
All right, here we go. News with
Gates?
Paul Nolan.
Is that Bill Gates?
Yeah.
He watches the show too because I know Trump before. That was great that Trump did that. Yeah. That was nice of him.
What's in the news, Paul?
Well, I don't know. See, I think global politics are a big deal. So I don't know if you guys care about what Keir Starmer said today. I'll play the clip. It's 3 minutes long. We don't have to play the whole thing, but I don't know if it's going to put everyone to sleep. I don't want to do that, but it's, to me, I'd like to comment on.
Well, why are you playing it? What about it?
Well, he's just talking about gearing up the United Nations, which is essentially, the Eastern District of the U.S. military war machine. And, I just feel like it's time we tell the UN, go kick rocks. We don't need you. You need us. Beat it. But
all right, let's hear a little bit of it.
And today, following through on this review, I want to set out 3 fundamental changes that we're going to deliver.
Oh boy. I mean, this guy's so boring.
First,
Can we put it on a fast
we are
speed,
moving
maybe?
to warfighting readiness as the central purpose of our armed forces.
Uh-huh.
When we are being directly threatened by states with advanced military forces, the most effective way to deter them is to be ready. And frankly,
the U.S.
to
won't
show
keep paying
them
for our
that we're
wars.
ready to deliver peace through strength. Now, Britain has the finest servicemen and women in the world. We're showing them the respect that they deserve by delivering the biggest armed forces pay rise in 20 years, and by pledging today that we will end the hollowing out of our armed forces.
Is there a part you want to get to?
We'll build a fighting force that is more integrated.
Honestly, I'll just give you.
I'd rather hear from you the parts that you don't like instead of hearing
honestly,
from him.
he just kept talking about how the UN has to, essentially police the world, and that more bombing, killing, more bomb, kill, bomb, bombing, kill, globalism, one world government. UN's got to police the world. Essentially, he's saying the UN needs to police the globe, and that is also again the globalist playbook. And our hope for Nisara or Jassara, it's another stab in the heart. It's just another. The old boss looks like the new boss kind of a thing. So, just discouraging. Again, more news that the globalists seem to be marching ahead with impunity.
Commander Mike on X says the Brits couldn't fight their way out of a paper bag.
I agree. I mean,
that's history.
I think that about. Remember, the RAF used to be so noble and was, the best fighter pilots in the world, and I mean, they've put nothing towards the military, but meanwhile, they keep sending American troops over to kill and die. So I've had it. I've had it with these globalist wars. I'm sorry, I just had it.
Ed the Great on Rumble says golf is a sport that lets you drink, drive, and smoke cigars. Ed the Great, appropriately named. 42 past the hour, live from Studio 6B. We'll wrap it up for a Monday, man. It was a quick show. We'll do some sports. We'll do some news. We'll try to get to all the guys. Aaron and Fran holding it down when we get back right after this. Bow, 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 bow. Ugly American Radio, please check this out and see if Damon can get the doctor on the show. Can you please let me know that you see this?
What is that?
Texas Rat Girl.
From where? Rumble?
It's an X link.
An X?
And it is for Dr. David Martin.
I just got slugged in the neck by Glittery Goddess. She said I talk over the clip that you wouldn't let me play. There's a little bit of irony there. I couldn't even play it because who's killing you?
Yeah, someone said, Damon, you cut things off too quickly. I said, yeah, you're right. That was riveting. Listen to this tea and crumpet schlep. Talk to me, please. Stop.
Tea and crumpet schlep. Yeah, strength.
No, we're going to
Shut up.
continue with the policies that makes us so successful.
Yeah, piece of strength. I've heard that song before.
Big D was a big Margaret Thatcher fan back in the day.
What do you mean was? What do you mean was?
He still is.
Still is.
With the one with the pinky out.
Oh, now that reminds me. I got to look it up. You made me look it up.
What, she's still alive?
Little Britain.
Yeah, I knew I had no chance for that whole clip to play. I knew I was doomed for the second.
Yeah, that was getting a nuke.
I really wanted to be able to like pause.
That was
it
a nuke
break
clip.
If we could have talked, like, it was so much globalist propaganda in there. We talk about Delgado parsing through the rhetoric.
Yep.
Pitchfork 22, Damon, South Korean election. Anybody? Bueller?
No. What's going on there?
South Korea. Benny Hill?
You listen to the Benny Hill?
No.
Sounds like it.
What's better, Benny Hill or Faulty Towers?
I'm a Benny Hill guy.
I like
Benny
Faulty
Hill.
Towers.
Here's the deal. If your TV sounds funny in the evening, you're watching live from Studio 6B.
All right, 13 to the hour. Thanks, Joe. Slick's doing sports. Delgado's doing news. Paul Nolan's doing some news as well. Aaron and Fran holding it down as always. On a Monday night, June 2nd, Real America's Voice. We'll try to get to everybody here. Let's start with sports. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell. LFS6B is the promo code to use if you shop at MyPillow. Slickster, give me a little rundown here. What else is going on and we haven't touched on?
Well, let's talk about that young golfer. You touched on it briefly, but
oh man, what a story!
He's just a high school junior, and he just qualified for the 2025 U.S. Open. Jordan Mendoza of USA Today. Mason Howell may not be done with high school, but he'll be headed to the 2025 U.S. Open. The 17-year-old high school junior from Georgia punched his ticket to the 125th edition of the PGA Tour Major after magnificent play in the qualifiers. That was one of the greatest moments of my life, Howell said after the event. 17 years old. Howell competed in the U.S. Open final, qualifying at Piedmont Driving Club in Atlanta and breezed through the course Monday. The day is dubbed golf's longest day, as players have to play 2 rounds of golf in one day, although that was hardly an issue for Howell. He shot at 18 under par for the day to finish tied for first with Jackson Buchanan in the qualifying event, shooting a 63, as you said, in both rounds. Even more impressive was Howell didn't have a single bogey during the day. He birdied on the par 5 18th to cap off the day in front of several amateur and PGA Tour players older than him, including 2007 Masters champ Zach Johnson. Only the top 5 qualifiers in the event in Atlanta moved into the U.S. Open, and Howell now rides high momentum into playing at Oakmont Country Club in Pennsylvania. So what a great story that is, Big D. I mean, how often do you see something like that? A junior in high school qualifying for the U.S. Open. Wow, man.
Shoot 63 in one day.
That's
crazy.
Unbelievable. 18 under. Rays shortstop Wander Franco's child sexual abuse trial begins with emphatic plea: let justice be done. MLB All-Star faces charges of sexual abuse and exploitation after alleged payments to minor and her mother. Ryan Morick of Fox News. Wander Franco went on to trial on Monday amid allegations he had been in a relationship with a minor and paid her mother thousands of dollars for her consent. The 2023 Major League Baseball All-Star last played that August. Since then, he has been charged with sexually abusing a minor, sexual and commercial exploitation against a minor, and human trafficking. Prosecutors say the minor's mother went from being a bank employee to allegedly leading an ostentatious life and acquiring assets using the funds she received from Franco. During raids on the house of the minor's mother, prosecutors say they found $68,500 and $35,000 that they allege was delivered by Franco. Franco appeared in court Monday and gave an emphatic plea: let justice be done, he said via ESPN. So obviously he's claiming he's innocent, you know. But just absolutely crazy. According to ESPN, Dominican prosecutors say Franco called the minor "my girl" in a WhatsApp message, admitting that the relationship was a risk, but he loved it. "My girl," Franco allegedly wrote in Spanish, "if my team realizes this, it could cause problems for me. It's a rule for all teams that we cannot talk to minors, and yet I took the risk and I loved it." Prosecutors say Franco's alleged relationship with the girl, who was 14 at the time, lasted 4 months, and he allegedly paid her not to speak about it. So what a dirtbag, and what a tremendous
Who was this? What
tragedy.
What player?
Wander Franco. He was on the Tampa Rays. He was an all-star in 2023.
Right.
Great shortstop, great player. So that's in court. Obviously, we'll follow that trial, and let's hope justice is done, but not the way Franco's thinking it. That's a wrap in sports. Big D. Let the court play it out, but.
Yeah. All right. Slick, very good. Sports brought to you by Mike Lindell, MyPillow. Go to mypillow.com/LFS6P for all the best deals for this audience. Rick Delgado's got headlines. Let's do some more before we wrap on a Monday. What else is going on, Delgado?
All right. Remember, I was talking about the ICE acting director, Todd Lyons, defending the agent's use of masks. Let's get to that right now. Here it is. Here he is again, taking a question from the press during a press conference in Boston, announcing nearly 1,500 immigrants, illegal aliens, were taken into custody in May by ICE. And here he is defending the use of masks by his agents. Check this out. This is cut number 4.
I'm going to answer the mask question. So
coming in hot.
No, not the mask. The mask. So a lot of agencies were invited to come out 2 weeks ago in Los Angeles, where we ran an operation where ICE officers were doxxed. So let's just say that again. People are out there taking photos of the names, their faces, and posting them online with death threats to their family and themselves. So I'm sorry if people are offended by them wearing masks, but I'm not going to let my officers and agents go out there and put their lives on the line and their family on the line because people don't like what immigration enforcement is. They are wearing those masks because we ran an operation with the Secret Service where we arrested someone that was going online, taking their photos, posting their families, their kids' Instagram, their kids' Facebooks, and targeting them. So let me ask, is that the issue here, that we're just upset about the masks? Or is anyone upset with the fact that ICE officers' families were labeled terrorists?
Yeah, so there he is. And again, he also warned citizens, elected officials in sanctuary jurisdictions against interfering with ICE operations. So
Any response from those losers in the room to that question? Probably not.
Probably not. They're too busy filling their shorts. And speaking of people filling their shorts, probably the Democrats, as Scott Jennings actually came to their defense this time on CNN, David. I don't know if you saw this. This is cut number 2. Here he is defending Democrats and what they stand for. Cut 2.
I'll defend the Democrats. They are for things. Illegal aliens. You're for boys and girls sports. I mean, you are for things. And that's why you have such struggles right now in your party, because you're not for anything that's on the right side of any of the 80-20 issues that are driving this cultural divide in America. I think Wes Moore's actually a pretty talented communicator. The other person who spoke in South Carolina, Tim Walz, is this special mixture of extreme buffoonery and a mean spirit, which is a toxic brew. He is not the future of the Democratic Party. Moore is interesting. Probably more interesting than some of the radicals you have out there, Crockett, AOC. I mean, those are the true leaders of your party right now, but it'd probably be better off replacing them with
That's not true, and I'm not going to even let you.
That's not true, and here's the thing. We're not.
So there you have it. Scott Jennings laying into the Democrats on CNN, as he usually does.
Karen got triggered.
Yeah.
Debbie Dingbat. Yeah. Yeah, but he's absolutely right.
At least she woke up for the show.
Some of the headlines, did you guys see this? That the FBI and Mueller's team hid Russiagate documents with special coding in the FBI case management database. This came out a couple hours ago. That senior DOJ officials reportedly did not know the FBI agents and members of the special counsel of Robert Mueller's team used a prohibited access code to make Russian collusion documents invisible. So they're caught again. More nonsense, more chicanery, more shenanigans, and ballyhoo. It's a mockery of a sham, of a travesty.
And it's all coming out.
Yeah, Margot Cleveland's got great coverage of this over at the Federalist. This is one of the things I talked about at the top of the show. Senior DOJ officials didn't know database allowed FBI to bury existence of Russiagate documents. So I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but it's on our social media at LFS6B, and that's exactly the story that Paul's bringing up. Crossfire Hurricane and all that. And you think back on 2017, I guess it was, and Devin Nunes in charge of the committee, and they were hot on the trail of all of this. Him and Trump, if you remember, were ready to bust all of this open at the time. You look back on Devin Nunes and the work he did, he was dead nuts on everything. He was almost steps ahead of the people perpetrating this nonsense. It seems like he was right about everything.
Yeah, he was right on them.
And meanwhile, you'll still have wackos on the left still denying, the stories, and that Trump is a Russian asset. These people won't acknowledge how wrong they were.
No, they can't. They can't. It's not in them.
No, they'll die on that hill
because they have to keep, because they bought into it so much that now it would destroy everything about their life the last 8 years. Yep. The last 8 years would be destroyed if they actually acknowledge the truth.
By the way, good question tonight over at Declassified. If Robert Mueller continued to hide evidence related to Crossfire Hurricane after his office was shut down, what did Jack Smith do on his way out the door? Good question. All right, as always, we salute our military, active and inactive, police, firefighters, first responders, EMTs, everybody on the front lines. Thanks, guys, on the show. Aaron Friend, great job as always. Most of all, thank you live from Studio 6B audience. We'll see you tomorrow night, right here live from Studio 6B.
Thank you.